Oh my gosh.
Fundamentals.
We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to
Not
be.
pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Episode 136. It's the three amigos. It's the big three. Little KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen in this. Let's go. Dr. Tim Fana rocking the retro Detroit Lions throwback shirt. It's all about grit, baby. We love to see it. Brand
Thank
new
you.
Lions. Got a good old fashioned Preacher Man Fitzsimmons with his App State football sweatshirt. We kind of call each other up and say, "Hey, let's rock our Mountaineer gear." That's
For
what we did here.
Meech. For Meech,
right.
we're repping. We're all repping.
Love Big Meech. Devin, we're still pouring some out for you. We're gonna get the Ouija board out, and hopefully you come back to us one day. Matt is still working to the bone. He's a working man now, so he's got to wake up early. He can't do these 4 a.m. podcasts in England, but we'll get him back on hopefully. And man, it's just us three. This feels good. This feels right. Wild card weekend was wild. We can talk about some future QB1s, maybe trading some jerseys and headed to a different team. We got college football just a little bit. Got to talk about head coach. And then we're picking the divisional rounds. And this is exciting stuff, and I'm pumped for it. I hope you guys brought your lunch pill because it's time to work. Episode 136.
Work.
There it is. There's our first YouTube infringement right there.
I think you're allowed to
just
sing.
like Rihanna.
You're allowed to sing as long as you don't play the song.
No, not when you sound just like her, Fitz.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
Let's talk about a sports fact right here. We're gonna go to the diamond. We're gonna go to baseball here, and we're talking about a guy who was streaky good. Emphasis on the streak. Imagine your worst sports injury you ever played through. Picture it. Remember the pain. Story time. Go.
I broke my foot playing football by myself. Senior year of high school.
Okay, you gotta elaborate.
That actually happened. That actually happened.
All right, go on.
A
What
lot
the
of
hell
people
happened?
know I injured my foot after finishing 23rd at the state meet my senior year. 2 weeks after, broke my foot. It was not a running related injury. It was because I was returning a kick in my street under the street lights.
To yourself.
Yeah, man, to myself. What's funny is I didn't break character. I had like a whole league that I played by myself. And I was kick returner Darshawn Johnson. He was the rookie returner out of LSU. He was going to be the defensive player of the year. He was not even defensive rookie, defensive player of the year, and all pro specialist. And I was in a mid return, probably got about 30, 40 yards. And then pop, my ankle just like gave. And I'm on the ground. I'm like, oh. I'm like, ah. And I'm like, folks, this is not a good sight. I was like, Darshawn Johnson, this one's devastating. You know, and I'm like Troy and Joe Buck in my mind. Like, this is detrimental, that this guy is so electric, and they're trying to diagnose the injury. It's probably a couple weeks. It ended up being like 6 to 8 weeks. I was trying to rehab it, come back. So I played the rest of my season on Madden, but I did get healthy to return for playoffs. That was electric. Darshawn Johnson, he should return for the playoffs. Loses the number 1 seed Tampa Bay Bucks, lose in the NFC Championship to the hot Chicago Bears, who are kind of rising. Bears ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. Yeah, so that was my biggest injury that I ever had.
Oh,
What a ride, dude.
man.
It's all right. You ever want a breakdown of my entire fake league? That could be a whole episode.
Listeners, watchers, let us know if you do what Fitz does, and if so, what insane asylum are you located at? I'm just kidding.
I'm all here for it.
Tim.
Yeah, so I had a AC joint separation, and it's what connects your collarbone to your shoulder, so it's pretty important. And
I remember I was the wedge buster on kickoff. So for those of you who don't know, my job was literally to put my head down and destroy whatever wall they create. So I got some CTE somewhere in my brain,
Mhm.
but separate my AC joint on that play. Defense does their thing, and at this point I'm playing right tackle, I think, or I'm playing right guard for varsity, and I already know something's going on my shoulder because it doesn't feel right, and I go to block this guy, and he absolutely just like manhandles me, just because I can't even push with my right arm, so I'm like, and he just like he probably looks like Aaron Donald, like just destroying me and going to the quarterback, and I was just like, yep, I can't do this, and went to the sideline, and the rest is history.
Oof. You hate to see it. Yeah, the playing center, going back to the wedge buster, like that is, you have to have a screw loose for it. You've got to be just fucking insane to be a wedge buster. And like, yeah, CT is somewhere in there. I was a wedge buster myself. The worst was the opposite, the front line middleman, where you set the wedge.
Yeah,
because that wedge buster's coming full speed, and you're just like, I'm pray to God I'm holding on to you, and you're gonna knock me out, but I'm taking you with me.
oh,
Pray to
that
God,
was
don't
always the
drop that
worst.
shit.
Yeah. But yeah, the AC joint, that's tough. I think, man, there's two of them. You know, I tore my labrum, and I had to continue playing with it as best I could until I kind of did what Tim did. And I was like, I can't block anybody. Like, Meaty, I'm sorry. Like, I got one arm here, and that's it. You know, that or tear my ACL and meniscus, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll still play intramural basketball with the boys. And, it didn't work out too well for me, but tried. All right, take those injuries. Think about them. Let's talk about Roy Caldwell, famous Cleveland Indians pitcher back in 1919, making his debut for Cleveland. He was part of New York's roster beforehand. Gets traded. It's a beautiful summer day. They're playing the Oakland A's. He's on the mount. Life's looking good for him. It's the ninth inning. They have a 2-1 lead. Bases are man on first and third. So bases not quite loaded, but it's a tight situation for old Roy here. Comes in, 1 strike, 2 strikes. Before he can throw the third strike, strike a lightning. Bam! Strikes him. He goes down. He's shaking. Everybody's like, what the hell just happened? He gets up, shakes it off, throws strike 3 to get out of the inning.
What?
Roy Caldwell wins the game for the Indians after getting struck for lightning.
No way.
Wild stuff.
I call BS. There's no way this guy just got hit by lightning and then closes the game. There's no way.
Dude, 1919 people were built different.
Oh my God.
Look at Roy. He looks like he's 50 right there. He's probably 18, working the coal mines. Look at him.
Did he perform better after getting struck by lightning?
I don't know.
Superpowers.
Like, was it like a Henry Rowengarter situation? Like, he just turned into Zeus. Like, he just like throwing lightning
both
bolt
hands.
strikes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably should have done better research and looked up like the stats afterwards. But I was just really impressed that he gets out of the inning, runners on first and third, gets struck by lightning, and it's like, yeah, whatever.
I'd love to see that sports science episode. Today, I am putting my body at risk. I am going to get struck by lightning. And see, and like, these were my strikes before.
What happened? I can't move my right arm anymore. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure some of these old stories, they have to be like folktale. Like, there's no way. It's like some old guy telling his grandson, I remember when my pitcher got struck by lightning and stood right back up and closed the game. It's like, what?
Oh, man.
Grandpa, go back to bed. What are you talking about?
Spread some dirt in that compound fracture. You'll be all right.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, there's multiple news articles, multiple eyewitnesses have reported it. So there's got to be a form of truth with it. Maybe like struck something near him and he got the recoil and it kind of shocked him. I don't know, but I think it's just magical. Like, he's winding up and just like a cartoon, just strikes him. His hair standing up.
I mean, just think about like being the catcher. Like, you're sitting there calling a pitch to your pitcher, and like you just see this white flash. You think he's dead.
Man.
You're like, he just died. I just saw my pitcher die.
He fucking rises up like the Undertaker. And it's like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, like
Smoke
imagine
coming out of
being the
his ears.
batter after that. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta
Yeah.
face this guy.
Yeah, do I hit this or do I just let it go? Like what?
This man beat death in front of me. Like
He might hit me with the ball. Like, am I about to get electrocuted?
Yeah. What an electric performance by Roy.
Yeah,
Hats
literally.
off to you. All right, let's move to the college football. We got to talk about this one story. Really interesting. Coach Harbaugh was rumored to take the Denver job, maybe rumored to take the Texans job. Like, there's a lot of things up in there. He even met with Denver after losing in the semifinals of college football to TCU. Decides, I'm staying home. I'm going to stay in Ann Arbor where I played, where I've created this amazing program and culture he's built in Michigan. I don't blame him at all. A lot of people are like, you dumb, take the more money at Denver. I think we've seen it so many times where the college coach makes the jump and it never works out. Now, yes, to be fair, he did coach the 49ers, led him to a Super Bowl appearance, then drops to Michigan. But I think that's a hard transition, like to go from college, pro, college. Like, it's not very few people can do it. And to see Jim have success in college and he's at his alma mater, I don't think it gets as good as this does. Like, this is his peak of coaching right here, I think. What's your all's thoughts?
He just hasn't performed in the playoffs. I think that's the back-to-back playoff appearances have been tough. I mean, you get blown out last year, and then this year you're supposed to take care of TCU, who looked awful against Georgia. So that's where it's head scratching. I feel like Jim has not done enough for this job. You wonder how much longer he can stick around before he's gone. The only thing is the NFL was just short-lived for him. That I thought with the Niners, he turned them around. Like, we talk about some of these teams, like, the Giants who got the playoffs this year, and the Dolphins who got in. Harbaugh took a really bad Niners team, and I think they went 12-4 that year. I mean, they were on fire when he took them to the Super Bowl, and then it was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to college. So I think that's where it's interesting with Harbaugh is I just got a taste of what his NFL success looked like, but I want more. I would be curious to see what he could do if in the NFL, like in a more prolonged setting.
But you're for him making the jump back.
I've been for him making the jump. Yes.
Park, you make a good point. I think he's okay with where he's at. Like, before, I kind of thought, like, what situations are you going to? These teams have to be just blank check. Just what is it going to take to get you here? And I mean, not all the situations are ideal, but shoot, I don't know, man. This is, like you said, Parker. This might be the peak. I mean, if he hasn't taken a gig now, the only thing I can see is, like, if he just, like, he's blue balling people, right? So, like, every season he's getting closer and he gets closer, and all these teams are like, they're ready to hit that peak, and he's just blue balling. He's like, no. Maybe once he gets the championship, maybe some team just basically gives him the franchise and is like, you got to come here. But if he hasn't gone now, I mean, I think he's staying. I'm with you, Parker.
Yeah, I mean, he played what? He played for the Colts in his NFL career. Like, if I'm Harbaugh, that might be the only place I consider going. But it doesn't get better than this, I don't think. There's very few Pete Carrolls in the world. There's more Nick Sabans that make the jump and have to come back. I don't know. I think he's in a perfect situation. And yeah, he hasn't had playoff success, Fitz, but
he's made the playoffs. So
yeah, he's made it. He's in teams of 4, and you ran into a streaky TCU, and your team was just didn't play like yourselves that night. Like, it's teenage males, it happens, but shit, it happens in the NFL. We saw it this week in the wild card. So I don't know. I feel like he's living his best life. But let's jump to NFL unless you guys got anything else college football related. We good? Okay. We got to talk about it. I feel like every offseason, this is how it's going to be, boys. There's 2 quarterbacks that always come up in offseason, and this one's kind of a surprise. Our next one we'll talk about. But this one, major hitter. We know exactly who this is. TB12. He divorces his family to play one more year just to get blown out by the Cowboys in Wild Card Weekend. Wild. All types of speculation. Does he come back? Is he a Buccaneer? A lot of what ifs, a lot of head scratching. If you're Tom Brady, you went all in on this football thing. You better come back and win in the Super Bowl. You divorced your wife. You said F them kids. I'm coming back. Like I don't know if it's with the Bucs or not, but I think he has to come back. I think his mission's not complete. He's chasing Jordan. He said, he wants to get as many rings as Jordan and to surpass him by a mile. So, what's your all's thoughts?
Well, it cost me money because I had a 4-leg parlay. First 3 legs hit. I needed Brady to beat the Cowboys to win $90, and he killed me, man.
Damn it, Brady.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Brady, I feel like we were all trying to kind of write the script for him this season. Like, oh gosh, they can still make the playoffs. The Bucs can get in and they can upset the Cowboys, or they can upset, whoever they face. But the Bucs never showed it. I mean, they got in the playoffs by the skin of their teeth. Even in the Panthers game, they probably should have lost that game, and that's kind of how it felt at the end of the year. So I think if we were being honest with ourselves and not trying, I made the mistake of trying to say it's Tom Brady. He's going to, he's going to be, you can't doubt Brady in the playoffs and he's going to show up, but the Bucs just didn't play like that. And I think it's more on Todd Bowles than anything. I think we got to remember that Bruce Arians was at the helm when Brady first got there, and that Arians was the man. I mean, he made the Cardinals hot. He was one of the best coaches at that time. And so I think that change definitely has made an impact on the organization and injuries and whatnot. So I think that's where I would think Brady could leave Tampa if he doesn't believe in Bowles. But if he believes Bowles can get it turned around and they can get key guys back, I think he can make a push at it next year. But I could also see him trying to go somewhere else because there's again, as we've mentioned, there's kind of a quarterback shuffle going on. Brady's still playing decent at this age. So I think it's just a matter of does he want to try to seek one more ring? And if I'm Brady, I probably do. I want to give it one more try. So I don't think this is the last we've seen of Tom Brady.
Yeah. And do you think he's going with Tampa? You think he's going to stay as a Champagner?
I think he'll try to as much as he can.
Yeah.
Unless he really doesn't trust Todd Bowles and they lose some key pieces, I think he'd be out. But I think it's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I definitely think he's coming back next year. I think the only thing that will retire this man is like, I hate to say it, but like an injury and then having to go through an extensive rehab process. I think that's when he would really be like, I can't do this anymore. I think until that time, he's always going to have that, oh, I can do this mentality. So I'm not much of a bet man, but I would put money on the Raiders. I think they're probably the favorite if he goes anywhere. But I think McDaniels gives him a very solid offer. He's familiar with McDaniels. They have weapons on offense. Look at Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams. I don't know what the odds are. Maybe you guys could put money down, but I would say if he goes anywhere, it's the Raiders.
I agree, Tim. And I've seen that too. And yeah, you nailed it, man. All pro Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. I mean, they got, for the weapons they got on offense, I mean, I hate that our Phoenix theory didn't quite pan through. And
what does that make Brady? If Brady goes, what does that make Brady?
So we got it all wrong. Carr was long bottom, and the real savior is Brady coming in.
No, because that doesn't fit.
You know, I didn't think about the Raiders. That was the one team. Like, it makes sense. McDaniels is there. You got Josh Jacobs. You've got the pieces are there. You got Waller. You've got Max Crosby. Like, the defense, running game, weapons. That makes a lot of sense. And plus, it's Vegas. I'm sure he could live like a king out there. But there's one team that was rumored at the beginning of this season that should have gotten him, and they're going to give him part of the ownership. The Dolphins. Doesn't have to move far. It's still tax-free, income tax-free. The Dolphins, let's look at it. They were right there in Saturday's game against the Bills. They were a quarterback short. Skylar Thompson played his ass off, but he's no Tom Brady. If Tom Brady's there, the Bills probably aren't in the playoffs right now. They're probably got jumped. So, to me, I think the favorite is the Dolphins that he's going to end up in.
Is Derek Carr Dumbledore? In the sense that he's going to sacrifice himself, which makes Brady Snape. And where you think Brady's been bad all along because his career's been defined by the Tuck rule. And the Raiders hate that his career's been defined as the Tuck rule, but he's going to pay it all back in the end. Like, we just think he's pure evil.
Big brain fix.
But he's really good.
That sounds good, Evan, but Derek Carr's actually moaning Myrtle, and he's going to go to the Washington Commanders just moaning the whole time.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start like a blog, Pub Sports Talk blog, and Fitz is going to be our author. And us three are just going to sit in a room one day and just mash out this story. It'll be a sensation. We'll be the next ringer here.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about another just MVP quarterback, a guy that Fitz, you probably hate to talk about, but we've got to. It's the media we live in. You know, Rodgers mania comes on Pat McAfee show today, and first question is, do you come back for your 19th season or not? Did not answer it fully. He'll never answer anything fully. And then they ask him, are you going to be a Packer if you do come back? Said he's open to other ideas. But rewind the clock a year ago, he said, I want to be a Packer. I want to stay in Green Bay for my whole career. So the question is, like Brady, does he come back? And if so, is he wearing the green and gold playing in Lambeau?
It kills me to say this, but I think it's more likely that Rodgers leaves Green Bay than it is Brady leaves the Bucs.
Oh,
I hate to say it though, man. I just think for Green Bay, they are kind of at the end of their powers, is what it feels like. They just, I don't know, Bakhtiari's, he's been playing hurt, and you lose Adams. How good is Jones going to be? Yeah. There's just a lot of question marks about the Green Bay organization, and the question for the Packers, I think, is if they trade Jordan Love for a receiver, like they've been having conversations about getting another receiver, and some people are interested in Jordan Love, like the Panthers, who have DJ Moore, so that could be a trade, is to see, like, Panthers give us DJ Moore, we give them Jordan Love. That would make Aaron more likely to stay, but I don't know that we are necessarily going to be able to pull that off. So I think it's going to take some pieces. We're going to need to add some pieces to make it interesting, that we can really be a premier team, because right now we're not. And that's what's scary about it, is Rodgers is looking at it knowing we're not doing anything with the guys we've got right now. We need some pieces. We need a leader on defense. We need another weapon on offense, like a premier weapon on offense. And yeah, so it sucks. Sucks for Packers Nation right now.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel confident with Jordan Love as your QB1?
Hell no. I want the MVP, man. I want one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, Aaron Rodgers. I think anybody wants that. So it all comes back to Jordan Love for us. Just keeps coming back to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Tim?
I mean, I would love him to stay in Green Bay because the Lions have a great record against him. So that would make me happy. Sorry, Fitz. Um,
No, I agree with you.
we touched base on it maybe last week or the week prior. I think Rodgers has to go. I think it's to the point where LaFleur can't. He almost takes away, I think, from the team at this point than he brings to it. And yeah, I know he's former 2-time MVP, but at this point, it's like something's got to break, and it's either Rodgers or LaFleur because it's three times.
I
Sorry,
think.
correction, 3-time.
Put some respect on the man's name.
Maybe 4th time. I can't remember.
He
I think
just,
it's 3.
I'd love to see him stay, selfishly, but I think the Packers need to let him go. I thought it was kind of foolish to sign him the way they did, but hindsight, right? So,
Tim, I know you feel good about the Lions' record against him, but he's 18-8 against your Lions in his career.
4-time MVP. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not against MCDC. MCDC's 3-1.
Hey, fair enough.
All
Fair
right.
enough. Brand new Lions.
Brand new Lions, baby.
Let me put some respect on the franchise. You're right. Yeah, it's LaFleur or him's got to go. And we talked about it last week, I feel like, or maybe 2 weeks ago. It makes more sense for LaFleur to go than
What?
Rodgers.
They don't have to go. What? We talking about?
I think there's a breaking point, and I feel like one of these two have got to go. That from the outside looking in, a very outside shot. I just think one of them's got to go, and it makes more sense to move from Rodgers than LaFleur.
I think
Yeah,
LaFleur
yeah,
needs
that
to
makes
nut up.
sense. That makes sense.
I
But
think LaFleur needs to just be like, "Yo, Rodgers has to go." Like, I feel like he can't control the team when Rodgers is there. There's this weird dichotomy of like, it's Aaron's team. No, it's
I don't think
LaFleur's.
it's about control. I think it's more Aaron took a hefty sum of money that we now have to cater to that.
Yeah,
and
no,
it's
that's
just
what-
hard to build a team around. I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's impossible to build a team around, but you have to sacrifice. You can't say, all right, we're going to play this game of building for the future in Jordan Love and all these pieces. It's like, no, Aaron wants to win now. So we got to build towards that. And it's like, we haven't decided. We're like torn between the two. And I think that's more to blame. I wouldn't blame LaFleur. I wouldn't blame, even probably blame Rodgers a little bit, but I would blame organizational, just Brian Goot. It's like, you hadn't made a decision. Like, are we trying to make a run or are we rebuilding? And we're kind of in that in between.
You're playing both fences.
And it's just it's like, you can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
You're just going to be mediocre at best either way. So that's what they need to decide. And it's not, I think you can make a decision with keeping LaFleur and Rodgers there. I don't get it's just a hot mess.
Yeah, it is. Well, let's go from one hot mess to another one here. And let's talk about, I hope I get the right graphic. Let's talk about Lamar Jackson.
That's a hot mess. Oh,
well,
man.
We look at Lamar and
let's go from one hot mess to another. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like unnecessary dig on Lamar.
I'm a Bengals fan. It is what it is. No. Honestly, I don't blame Lamar for not playing the playoff game. His body doesn't feel right now. Is this a ploy to say, F it, I'm out, and you guys should have paid me, but you didn't? Maybe. Or maybe it's him really looking out for his future and saying, no, I'm not healthy. No matter if I'm playing in Baltimore or not, I'm not playing this game because I'm not jeopardizing money. I'm no RG3. I saw that play out. I don't want any part of it. And I don't blame Lamar at all. I think the writing's on the wall. You haven't paid Lamar, but you pay all these other people, especially on the defense side of the ball. If I'm Lamar, I'm pissed. And I think the franchise tag is coming. I'm looking for a new home. Like, I don't think I'll be playing in black and purple. And I know Devin hates to hear that. Now obviously Huntley played phenomenal his second year out of Utah, played a great playoff game. He's no Lamar, but maybe you cater an offense to him, make some changes, and now you can roll with him. I don't know, but I don't see Lamar playing in Baltimore anymore. What your all's thoughts?
They just got to give him the bag, man. Kyler Murray got paid last year, and Lamar didn't. And where's Kyler? He was sitting on the couch. Where's Lamar?
God, baby.
He's also sitting on a couch watching his team lose to the Bengals. But
yeah,
it just feels like you do feel like Lamar. Maybe if they are paying him, maybe there's more incentive to get out there. But no, he's not putting his body on the line.
No.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's like, what's the risk? I got to be healthy so I can get the bag. So
exactly.
Yeah, and the way Lamar's playing, he should have had the bag. Everyone knows this. He should have been paid, and I don't know why he's not at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. A couple things. So, like a grade 2 PCL sprain, I think that's what he had. The PCL essentially is the reciprocal to the ACL. So, you hear ACL, you already think like, oh, that's really bad, which it is. There's still some instability. There's a lot of instability with a PCL sprain. So he had grade 2. So not completely torn, but there's a tear there. His game, a lot of his game is running. Not all of it, but a lot is. If you have any intermittent swelling, localized tenderness to the joint line, like trying to cut, even okay, not even take the running out of it. Planting your feet to throw the ball is gonna feel weird. It's gonna throw everything off. So, I thought it was interesting how I saw 2 tweets. There was one from Michael Vick, and Michael Vick was like, "Oh, this is playoff football. Like, put the brace on and play." And then you have RG3 that said, "No, like, look out for your health." The way I
put the brace on,
right?
And still look what happened.
Right. I just thought that was interesting, but so I think I'm okay with him sitting out for the PCL. Like PCLs, I guess I don't know if people just don't hear about it enough, so people don't think it's really severe. But like you're getting knee instability with the PCL sprain, so that really affects everything. But what I didn't like is that Lamar didn't travel, and everyone's got their own thing. It may have been a family thing. Shoot, he may have been rehabbing. I don't know, but like
the team could have told him not to travel too.
I would even put up resistance with that. Yeah, I would even. Yeah. I'd be like, look, I don't know. It was just weird. I feel like you make the trip, whether you are negotiating a contract with them or even nonetheless, even if you're planning on bouncing for the teammates who've been with you all season, like make the trip, just be there, be a face, So I didn't like that, but I'm all for looking after your health as an athlete.
And I know there's some weird rules with like injured players being able to travel. I know for the IR you can't, and obviously he's not on the IR. He was day to day, so I'd assume he was able to travel by league rules. I'm with you, Tim. It's a bad look. Either put up a fight and say I want to travel with them, and shit, I'll go buy my own ticket if I have to, or whatever it might be. But you need to be able to support it. And to me, that was a clear indication. Like, oh, he's number 8's not returning for Baltimore next season. Like, this is a kind of fuck you. You didn't pay me. All right, I'm out. You wanted me to play on it. And this is a business to you. Well, I'm making a business decision. I'm out. I'm going to switch to an organization. And I don't blame him at all. And as an AFC North guy, I'm happy to see that. Hopefully it works out and he leaves. But maybe I'm biased. All right. Let's talk about these wild card games real quick. I'm going to run down by the score. I'm sorry, I don't have a good graphic that has the score with it. So I do apologize. But let's start with Jaguars and Chargers. This game was insane. Jacksonville came back from a 24-point deficit.
Just crazy.
Insane, crazy. Playing on Saturday. Maybe should have known. Trevor Lawrence has never lost on a Saturday before. Wasn't starting then. 30-31. Just the touchdown Jesus comeback the world needed. Phenomenal game.
And then celebrated at Waffle House afterwards.
That's right. Wahoo legend. Bengals Ravens being played on Sunday. Game was a nail biter, at least for me. It came down. Sam Hubbard with a 96-yard fumble recovery or 98-yard fumble recovery taken to the house. Love to see it. Bills Dolphins. Bills look at the head game locked up. Dolphins start nipping back. Made that one hell of a close game. and really Skylar Thompson kind of put people on his radar. But 31-34, one hell of a game. Buccaneers Cowboys, the only game that wasn't a game that was played on Monday night, 31-14, not even close, even with Dallas missing 4 extra points. They didn't need them anyway.
Interception in the end zone was key for Dallas.
That was huge
Because I
was
thought
absolutely
if
huge.
Bucks score, maybe it gets interesting. But yeah.
Giants Vikings 31-24. Giants move on. Once again, another close nail biter game. And then our final game, which is the first game played on Wildcard Weekend, Seahawks 49ers. That one was also not a game either. 23-41. Maybe at halftime it was, 17-16. Seahawks had a lead, but it was all fourth quarter with 49ers, and they just dominated. They ran through it. Brock Purdy let that thing fly. Looking at it, guys, is there any game that really surprised us? Was there any game you want to talk about real quick? Anything, everything about Wildcard Weekend?
Shout out to my guy, Danny Dimes.
Dude, Vanilla Vic.
Dude, I jumped off the train. I still haven't quite hopped back on because I'm afraid to jinx it.
Homie, you're on.
But Danny Dimes, man, he looked great. I thought Dak Prescott, he played probably his best game ever. Probably the best game a Dallas quarterback has had in a long time in the playoffs. So it's just very interesting. Just some teams that we haven't seen kind of get to this stage in a while. So it should be exciting, especially the quarterback play. It's just some quarterbacks, some new faces.
Yeah, kind of changing the guards.
Yeah.
Tim?
Yeah, the Chargers game blew me away because I went to bed at halftime and I was like, they're cooked. Game's done. Like
Parlay dead.
Chargers won, yeah. And woke up to see that. It was crazy. That just blew my mind. I'm just gonna say it. Herbert's the new age Phillip Rivers. He ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it.
No.
Don't wish those 13 kids on him.
I'm
you
just
do that,
saying.
evil.
I'm just saying.
Man.
He's the new age Charles Barkley. He's gonna be great, but he's not gonna get it done.
Dude, that's a harsh sentence for years.
It's not. It's actually not crazy because Rivers was
It's not.
battling Manning and Brady his whole career, and he was just kind of like he just could never. And I mean, Mahomes and Allen could be that in that division, but you got Burrow.
Let's put some fucking respect. All right.
I know you got
Thank
Burrow.
you.
It's like a three-headed monster instead of a two-headed one.
Let's look at our pick'ems real quick. We all picked San Francisco.
Dub.
Bang. Money. Dub. We all picked Tampa Bay.
Fuck.
Dead. So we're 50% on our sweeps right here. That's the only sweeps we had. Tim was the only one who picked the Chargers, so he's down a game right there.
Fudge.
We all picked Buffalo. Never mind. Sweeps back on. We're 2 for 3. Life's good. 66%. Let's heat up. You two picked the Giants. I picked the Vikings. Now I'm down a game with Tim. And then me and Tim picked Cincinnati, but Fitz picks Buffalo. He's down a game. So it's all
that was
tied.
dumb
Oh,
pick.
snap.
I did say if
All
Lamar
tied.
plays, and he didn't play. And
Coffee's for closes only.
Coffee's for closes only.
Well, good wild card picks for us. Honestly, I'll take that. We're 66% when we sweep. Everybody else, the game we went on a limb on kind of bit us in the ass, but that's part of it. That's why we do this pick'ems. That's why that trophy's coming home. Sorry, Tim, but it is. Big dogs are going to eat, baby. You want to piss on the porch. You want to piss like a puppy, get off the porch.
Yeah, puppies stay on the porch to piss.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll get my Detroit Lions quotes better. I'm sorry.
Yo, I don't know. Smack Apparel, you guys need it. We got so many solid quotes from Jamal Williams. You guys got to get on it. Like, I need a Detroit Lions shirt with Jamal Williams on it with a
Tim.
quality quote. All right.
We're the camera focused on you right here. Talk to Jeff Attinelli. Tell him what Smack needs.
Hey, Jeff, let me talk with you real quick. See this shirt? Love this shirt. I need a new shirt. The shirt I needs pizzazz. It needs grit. It needs Jamal Williams telling all the little puppies to stay on the porch and piss there because the dogs are out. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for listening.
Let's go. Smack Apparel, baby. Use Pup17 get 17% off all their phenomenal apparel, including their new merchandise. Golly, I can't talk. That Tim just sold Jeff on. Because Jeff, it doesn't happen. We're making off. You can't refuse. All right. Let's talk about this week's games. Divisional games. These are great quarterback battles. This is great offense, defense battles. I'm not mad about any of these matchups. I'm done. I'm dead. Too many
You're dead.
Modelos.
You're done. Get him out of here.
Done. Throw me through a table. I just like all these matchups, and I don't think there's going to be a single bad game in there. I know there will be because that's the NFL. But in my heart, I'm looking at them. I don't know.
This is always my favorite. This is my favorite round of NFL playoffs, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Divisional round is some
It's
of the
good.
craziest. You have Minnesota Miracle. All the crazy shit happens in this round.
Yeah.
Just preface with that.
I like it. Saturday. Touchdown. Jesus comes down to Arrowhead Stadium. Patrick Mahomes, Jackson Mahomes, Brittany Mahomes. They're all there waiting for him. Over-under set 53. Kansas City, 8.5-point favorite. It's played on Saturday. Keep that in mind.
Ooh.
All
Oh, Lord.
Man.
right, big time, Timmy Jim. You're the Pick'ems champ, the Pick'ems king.
Ah!
Your camera's going. Too much power.
I just got struck by lightning. Oh. You know, Matt, you won this round.
Ooh,
I was really pulling for Chargers last round just so the Lions had a better record. We had the tiebreaker. Jags, they did it. So Jags are gonna die this match. I think you guys know what Ring Around the Rosie was made out of? What the dance was for, you know? They had little posies in their pocket to mask the smell of all the death around them. They're gonna be ringing around the Rosie, the Jaguars, this Saturday. Give me the Chiefs.
Keep the posies, you filthy animal.
Man, it's either gonna be Mahomes Allen as you feel like it should be, or it's gonna be Lawrence versus Burrow. Like seeing each other again after the LSU Clemson days. And I actually don't hate that. Like I feel like the Jags I feel like they could spoil. It's a crazy pick. And I'm just debating if I want to ruin my whole pick'ems by being bold. And I can't, man. It's just
Do it.
it's too much because I want that trophy, but I'm really tempted. I'm taking Kansas City. I have to. I have to. And I really that's not an easy pick.
Mm.
Damn, you put a lot of pressure on me right there. Or you relieve the pressure, I should say. It's Saturday, boys.
I
It's
know
touchdown
that's the other
Jesus.
thing. Yeah.
He doesn't work on the Lord's Day. But the day before Lord's Day, he puts in that work. He goes to the grind. He lets the hair flow, gets a chocolate chip waffle from Waffle House, and he does the damn thing. God. It's not enough, though. Give me Kansas City.
Wow.
The other thing is Doug Peterson is a wild card. He doesn't back down. Like
No,
I
he
feel like
doesn't.
he will come. This is going to be a great game. I'm excited for it.
I'm definitely taking Jacksonville plus 8.5. Like that is for sure a bet I'm making.
Yeah,
I think they
that's
keep
fair.
it close.
Yeah.
I'm taking Jacksonville. I'm taking Trevor Lawrence over 5 interceptions. This game.
And to still win.
In-
We forgot to
in-
talk about that.
in
He
the
had 4
first half?
interceptions.
5
Wild.
INTs in the first half.
Wild. All right. Other Saturday game. NFC. Number 1 Eagles. Taking on the Giants. Over on set 48. Philly. 7.5-point favorite. Vanilla Vic or Jalen Hurts, the chosen one.
So Hurts is playing.
As far as I know.
Give me the Eagles. I like how the Giants are rolling right now, but Eagles are good. Yeah,
Real good.
give me Philly.
Yeah, I also like Philly, and I was impressed by the Giants. I think their defense has played well. Obviously, Danny Dimes is playing the ball that you've expected from him for the past like 4 years.
Only you
Saquon,
expected it.
Saquon is proving he's one of the dominant running backs. So this one's also tough because I like one of these upsets is going to happen, and it's
Yeah.
just hard. It's hard to pick between the two. The other thing is it's with one of these teams, like looking at Kansas City, Jacksonville, and Philly, New York, coming in after a playoff win, for Trevor Lawrence to have that half of thrown 4 picks and then get hot, like getting it out of your system. The thing is, when you're playing Mahomes, who's been there before, it's a little different. But for someone like Hurts, who, they've been a wild card, but they haven't been in this position. I think it sets you up for disaster. So as much as, man, I really wanted to see Philly Dallas in the NFC Championship, just because you felt like that was this season. It's got to come back to those two. I'm gonna call the upset on this one. I'm gonna take the Giants over the Eagles, and
Man.
Wow.
Let them hang.
it's
Fitz.
tough though because the Eagles could also win by like 30. So, but just one of these games between the one, someone's going down. I'll take the Giants.
Before I make this pick, I'm gonna listen to the voice. I'm going Jacksonville. I'm changing my pick. Going Jacksonville.
Oh
again.
Lord.
I'm doing it. I just the more I think about it, the more I like it.
Yeah.
Cold blooded.
See, I like that one too.
Now this one, man, this is tough. Like I said, all these matchups are phenomenal. I love them. Fitz said it's his favorite round of playoffs, and I totally agree with him here.
I think Music City Miracle was also in this round.
I think
I think all the miracles were in this round.
Yeah. Having the first round bye was a miracle for Jalen Hurts. It gives him one more week to get healthy, one more week to analyze. It's a division opponent. It's tough, but even with backups in, they beat New York in the last week of the season. So give me Philadelphia to win. But I think it's one hell of a game. All right. So how about Sunday's 3:00 matchup? Bills, Bengals, the game that wasn't finished. Over set 48. Buffalo 5-point favorites at home. A lot of emotion probably going in this game. A lot of drive. Who do we take, Burrow or Allen?
Give me the Bengals.
Let's go. Let's go.
I figured that from Tim.
I forgot it was Josh Allen hate, so I'll take it.
Hate.
Regardless.
Hate. Man, this one's tough. Great matchup. I think the Bills. Just something tells me Bills. Can't give you any analysis. They're evenly matched. They're both stellar teams, but something just tells me Bills.
Yeah, this is a game that I'm really pissed off with the league about. I'll be honest with you, right? The whole coin flip thing, and then we were up 7-0 driving on Buffalo when tragedy struck for number 3, DeMar Hamlin. Now they play his game at 3:00. There's league collusion here. The league wants Buffalo. They want Mahomes. They want to sell out the Georgia Bowl, or not Georgia Bowl, Mercedes-Benz Bowl in Atlanta. This is part of the script. But Cincinnati's not. They're not buying it. They're not buying stock in this movie here. Joe Burrow smoking the cigar, getting the revenge on the Bills that, like, hey, we kind of got fucked because of that game. Even though we probably would have won, we're going to show you. Give me Cincinnati. Give me Joe Burrow. And we're one step closer to popping this. One step, baby.
I can't wait till you pop that thing.
Dude, I can't either. Might be this season. I might be 90, but I'm popping it.
Oh my gosh.
Our last game on Sunday. Cowboys 49ers. This just seems like an old battle of the 90s. And like for our whole lives, we had to hear about the Cowboys and 49ers fans and their glory days. And we're like, all right, shut the VHS off. You're done. Dead. Now there's a real chance both these teams could be in the Super Bowl. Over-under set 46.5. San Francisco 4-point favorites at home.
I do think the winner of this game moves on to the Super Bowl.
Mm.
I think that's a good point. I'm actually going to take Dallas. I think that they've been, people have been kind of making a joke about, oh, the Cowboys are going to blow it. I feel like it's been even more so this year. But they're looking really solid. Like, they've improved a lot. I think Dalton Schultz has really grown up. Tony Pollard, obviously. You still got Zeke. I think Dak's playing his best. And I just think one of the scariest defensive players in Micah Parsons. And I think Parsons he's really emerged this year, but this is really his stage. This is his spotlight to give Purdy the toughest afternoon of his early career. And credit Mike McCarthy. I think McCarthy doesn't get a lot of credit that what he's been able to do in Dallas, and we'll just see. Because I don't know, you hate to take Dallas because you feel like they could choke, but I'm a believer, and all the Purdy praise I'm not sold on. So I'll take the Cowboys.
I'm going Niners. Basically, what Evan said about people thinking the Cowboys are going to implode. That's me. I mean, it's written on my forehead. I don't trust them.
Now their kicker. Yeah. That is the scary part.
Oh my gosh, dude!
If it comes down,
I've never seen someone give themselves the yeeps.
Oh my gosh,
God, that was bad.
CeeDee Lamb can probably kick some field goals.
Yeah, Dak yelling, "Let's fucking go for 2 from now on." Man. Give me San Francisco. I think that defense is built. That offense has been rolling ever since getting CM23. Like, it's a different animal. I think the 49ers can keep this thing going. I like what you said about Dallas. I think you're starting to talk me into him. You really were. I'm starting to buy stock in him.
You won't do it. You won't do it.
Michael Gallup also played well. He's kind of he's had a rough year. He played well.
Man, this is tough. Give me San Francisco. I'm going with San Francisco. I'm not letting you talk me into that evil, but give me San Francisco. So, listeners, watchers, let us know who you pick. Pick'ems, man. Fitz could go up big time. He's got 3 different picks in the majority here.
Oh, I hate that.
He go up big, or he could be in the hole a lot.
Yeah, he just.
I didn't take the one that I wanted to take either. I didn't take Jacksonville.
At this point, just do it. What's the point? Just do it.
Say YOLO. Nah,
it's
I like
safe.
it. I like it. I like
it. Wow.
I like my picks.
Man, oh man. All right. That's it, guys. Let's do our pub parlay random question, and then that's it for the episode. Great little divisional roundup. I like it. All right. I don't know what's going on with.
We hit last week.
Yeah, what the hell happened?
I didn't even put it in.
Yeah, dude, we did hit.
Jeez.
I didn't put it in either.
Kentucky beat Tennessee. Classic.
Yeah, we didn't win anything?
Nobody put it in.
We put it in, yeah. Sorry. But hey,
I doubted
listeners and watchers know we're about that life now. That's 2 weeks in a row we've hit.
Are you serious?
That none of us have put it in for.
It's all for charity.
Yeah. It goes to the pub bank account. All right, let's do it. Let's go 3 for 3, baby. I started the podcast off saying the big 3, Ray Allen, king of threes. Let's make it rain. 3 in a row here. What do we got? We're going to put this in. I'm going to put this in like 1 a.m. the day of, because I know Tim's going to take an NHL pick.
You know me, dog.
It's tough.
Tough.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
We're doing any day.
Any day right now, yeah.
Hmm.
Just how many hmms can we get?
Which day we doing, Tim?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh man. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
It's between two games. I just don't know what I want to take. Well, how risky are we doing? Are we going like super risky? Or are we doing like pretty safe?
Mine's gonna be kind of risky.
All right, you got a risky pick. What about you, Parker? Is yours kind of risky, or what you thinking?
It depends on who you ask. I gotta look up the odds real quick. So give me a second. Tell you how risky. But hey, you do what you want. Listen to your heart.
Okay. We're gonna take. I think this bit me in the ass before already once this season. We're taking the Hurricanes over the New York Islanders. They're playing in New York. I don't love the pick, but we lost to them, I think, once already on their ice. Let's just do it. You know,
We can't lose twice on the ice, right?
can't do it. Won't do it. Give me the
Not
Canes
today.
Saturday.
Canes.
Mine's actually pretty safe, I think. It would be an upset, but not that crazy. I got Oklahoma over unranked Oklahoma over number 21 Baylor on Saturday. It's at Oklahoma. And Oklahoma, they only lost by 4 to number 2 Kansas, lost by 3 to number 12 Iowa, lost by 1 to number 7 Texas. So I think they could be due for an upset against a ranked team. And
This is men's basketball.
yep, and it's at home. So
Boomer Sooner,
Oklahoma.
baby.
Do it for Blake Griffin.
Let's go to the Octagon. Let's talk about an old man. Like 12 years older than his opponent. Glover Teixeira taking on Jamal Hill, Sweet Dreams Hill, I should say. This is a rematch. This is, Glover upset the world here. One of the people that was in his corner that put a cool $50 on him, this guy. I'm backing him again. Glover gets it done. He defends the title against Sweet Dreams. Give me Glover Teixeira on Saturday night. Guys, I like our odds. I like our picks here. We're going to make some money. I feel like all of them are dogs. That's what we are. We're dogs. We don't piss on the porch, though.
Yeah.
Puppies. All right. Random question. Anybody got one for us?
I don't have a random question, but I got to pat myself on the back. Asked the panel of seminary professors today. They asked for a question from the audience. Raised my hand, and I said, "I'm gonna ask an unfair question. I'd like to know everyone's favorite Bible verse on the panel." But I said, "Why don't I ask it differently? I want to know which passage or story from Scripture inhabits you as a part of your journey." And they were like, "Man, they were all in it." And one of them was like, "Man, I think you broke Dr. Nickel, Evan." So it was good. It was just patting myself on the back. The pub prepared me for that moment. I was
baby.
I was
So we
ready.
did
Hear it. We're here for it.
But I don't want to ask that here because we don't need to make this a religious thing. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just sometimes you just need a breath of fresh air.
Got one. If you like it, cool. If not, throw it right back. If you go back in time, any historical event ever, and you get to observe it, you don't get to change it. You just get to watch it.
Ooh.
What historical event are you going to? Could be sports, could be concerts, could be, history, whatever you want.
In history, anything in history.
Anything
in history, man. This is a tough one, but I might say the Titanic. I mean, it's kind of tough. Yeah, it's kind of tough, but very interesting. just kind of how all that unfolded. Like if I was a passenger on the ship, like whenever if you ever watch Titanic or you watch documentaries about Titanics, like what would I have done if I was in that situation? And I don't know, it'd just be interesting. It'd be interesting to kind of see it unfold.
It's not a bad one.
Yeah, but then can I safely get off the ship? I think that would be like when I'm done with my adventure, I can leave, right? Like I can teleport out of there. I don't have to float on the bed and hope Jack gives me some room.
That's right. Rose doesn't have to scoot over for you.
I mean, mine's certainly sports related. It's not anything like significant. What year was it? I would like to watch the Dream Team practice.
Oh,
I like to just be in the stands and
That's
just
a great
watch
answer.
it.
That's a phenomenal
Just see it unfold. I mean, that would be.
you better get him back, Charles. You better get him back. You ain't nothing, Barkley. You ain't nothing.
just straight, nothing significant. There's no like historical attachment to it of like serious importance. It would just be sheer entertainment of watching that practice.
Dude, all those people that fucking poor Christian Leitner are just like, what's going on?
Christian Leitner waiting to tag in. Help anybody. I've seen that documentary a million times. I've seen that clip like 2 million times.
I love it.
Best. Then I come down. Like, don't take much to get Michael going, and then Mike just starts dropping buckets. I'm right there with you, Tim. Give me a ticket.
That's a good one, man. Now we're all just playing second fiddle for you. I'm gonna go back to 1980, Lake Placid. Do you believe in miracles? I love to be just on the boards, front and center, just watching Team USA shock the world against the Soviets. I think that'd be cool. The sense of patriotism that's all around, and then just like, you take that, you commie bastards. You take it and you like it.
That would be really cool.
So
I would also enjoy that one.
That'd be good.
Can I
Beer was
change
a lot
my
cheaper,
answer?
too.
I don't want to be on the Titanic, man.
No, you're dying with Rose.
You are on that ship, and
We're playing the tiny violin for you.
Have you seen the theory that Jack is a time traveler? Fun theory. Look it up. It's like one of the craziest fan theories ever.
I like it.
Nah, I guess I gotta stick with my answer. I don't know. I just, as you talked about sports, I was like, why wouldn't I go to a sports event?
That's right. It was a tough question.
Cheeky.
Yeah.
Try to be cheeky. I'd go see Mo Farah run the 10,000 meter at the London Olympics.
God,
Put me on the field.
let's go. We missed our shot, boys. We should have gone back to 1919, watch Roy Caldwell, see if he really got struck by lightning.
Oh,
dang. That would be lit.
Damn.
Or could I, if I went back to the Black Sox, could I bet on the Reds?
Ooh, yeah.
Make a little money?
Dude, what is it? Back to the Future?
Put it in my family's name. Just put like all the money and say, give it to the.
Dude, I've wondered that. Like, all right, if I went back in time, I would totally bet in some sports and just like major stuff. Like, how do I get that money to the future? Like, present me. How do I do that?
Yeah. Honestly, great idea from Back to the Future, but it's just weirdly executed because Biff. It's like,
Biff. Terrible. All right. Hey, that's episode 136. Thanks for joining us. I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope you laughed as much as we did. And we'll catch you guys next Tuesday with hopefully a special guest. Fingers crossed. We'll see. And hopefully Devin will get him summoned up on the Ouija board and he comes back too. But who knows? But you guys have a beautiful weekend. We'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Rose!
You know it's coming every week, Fitz.
I was trying to think of
the
Titanic
bad boys
quote.
of Little League. I'm telling you.
Yelled Rose. That
We would beat the
one
tar
thing
out of
you
the
could
other
think
team.
of.
I'm just gonna go out and say it.
Not like I'll
Joey
never let
Chestnut
go,
has to be
Jack.
on the pub.
You
I
just
gotta
yelled
think of.
Rose.
I mean,
Ain't me like one of your
has
French
to be
girls.
Yeah, there's so many options.
Man, I'm gonna get.
I was
real
trying to
theological
think
on
of the
y'all.
toast.
I think we're all a
when
little
he
soft
gives
and
a toast at
misunderstood.
the end. I couldn't
Let's
think
be
of
real
it.
honest.
Rose.
Rose. Yeah. I actually my favorite line is Billy Zane. He goes, I